So that's really good. That's awesome. And then Schulman's is going to take some time to warm up. I'm sure they're going to warm up just fine.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so we're not even
At least the Grayson one. Wait!
Oh, we don't need. We're not in headphone land.
Okay.
It's okay.
I can hear you.
Nat
I
doesn't
the
have
cool
headphones.
headphones. Oh well, that's fine.
Yeah, I need a water. Chris. I don't need a water.
Well,
I'll just die.
we're live. It's fine. You can have some of my rainwater.
Amen. We're live and in Denison Main Street. Natalie, welcome.
Thanks.
There's no official name for this for this podcast. This is a first time deal. Yeah, welcome. We're gonna talk Coffee Fest today. We're gonna talk coffee as a whole. Yeah, so let's just hop right in it. Coffee Fest is, God forbid, 2 weeks away from today. Are you excited?
I am. It just happened so quickly. We were like, we've got 6 months.
God, yeah, we did, didn't we? And then now here we are, 2 weeks.
2 weeks out. Yeah, it's crazy.
What are you looking forward to the most?
Sale. No, I'm just kidding.
No, real and same.
I'm excited for people to be inside of the shop and buy coffee. No, I'm stoked. Everyone I talk to about it is like pumped about doing it again. They loved it last year, and I think it's going to be even better this year.
Yeah.
So I'm just excited for it to be here, but there's a lot to do.
Yeah, there's a lot to do. We got a busy couple weeks ahead of us. Yeah, are you looking more forward to day 1 or day 2? Sales aside.
Sale. No, I'm kidding.
Sales aside.
I still think day 2.
I think day 2 is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I want to see all those vendors. We've got some heavy hitters this year. So we've got Counterculture. I know they're going to be bringing some nasty stuff down. PAX is coming down. Harp and Bowl.
Okay.
I know obviously Motion is loose. There's a new one that I'm sure you heard about. I'm not going to say the name.
Why? I don't know if I have.
Yeah, you have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Still sipping? We'll talk about that later because apparently you don't know about
Is it a secret?
Yes.
I mean, that's fine. That's great. I love secrets.
It's the pop-up thing. Okay, God bless. How do you not? You're not in the loop on this stuff.
We haven't talked in a minute.
I figured you'd hear about this down the grapevine.
Usually I'm in it, but I'm not in it.
That's fair, Natalie. I'm sorry to admit. I think your time is coming to a close in the coffee industry. How's business been down at 410 lately?
Do you want the real answer? No, I mean, it was really, really good up until the snow.
Yeah.
That's it.
Put a dent in a lot
Yeah, everybody is like, what the heck? Come back. Yeah. It's melted. Come back.
I think people are scared still.
Yeah.
Texans.
I still have ice in my driveway, so I get it. But
Texans don't do well with any form of an obstacle.
Yeah.
My family's from New York. It was nothing.
Yeah.
I was okay with it.
Yeah.
That's just October through March for them, like constantly.
Right. That we don't know what to do. Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
My driveway really doesn't know what to do.
I saw how bad it was, how much everyone was freaking out, and then I saw that it was like 6 inches. 6 inches.
It was really fun. I think everybody's like, ooh, that really affected us more than. But no, we haven't had 6 inches that I can remember. So.
Did your dogs love it?
Yeah, they did.
We got a new dog, and he was.
You did?
Yeah, he was in love with it. We got him like a couple weeks ago, but
Cute.
he fell in love with that snow. But no,
Yeah.
With that gone, we need everyone to.
Yes, please come back.
Come back, drink coffee.
The hot chocolate frolic. I was like, do we cross promote?
Yes, cross-promote.
You absolutely cross promote. The hot chocolate frolic is Saturday, so I'm really hopeful also that people will come.
What's the details on that? Is that tomorrow, Saturday?
Yes, tomorrow. Okay. I don't know what day it is. Essentially, everybody to some degree that is a part of the event will have hot chocolate, either samples or for sale. So we'll have our normal, but then like peppermint mocha and all the good stuff. And then, it's like a coffee fest, but it's a hot chocolate fest.
It sounds a little familiar.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to do anything special, or are you just going to just be throwing down some nice hot chocolates?
No, just come have a really good hot chocolate.
That's
come buy our really good hot chocolate.
That's all you need. No Swiss Miss today.
No,
go straight to niche coffee
we have
and
the good,
shop.
The good, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
So, do you guys? I think I know the answer to this, but I'm curious. Do you guys know what you're going to be serving for Coffee Fest yet?
Literally yesterday, I was like, should we have something special for it?
Yes,
and I know
should.
the answer is yes.
Yes, you should.
So no, but you know what? We have so many like oldies that are such goodies that we need to bring back that I think we might just go through the archives and figure out what the fate.
Latte that day.
I may have to talk to Robert.
What would you call it?
Yeah,
Sweet
I wonder
baby
if that.
lattes?
I'm not good at puns. That's what Casey's for.
Oh God,
he's really good at it. Yeah, I don't know. We may put that on the. Maybe we'll have 2 specials.
We had 3 last year.
Okay.
So we had 3.
All right.
There were clear.
I need to do some work.
There was a clear
immediately
on it. Okay, like our most popular one was by far.
Was it the matcha?
It was the no. We had a oolong mocha cold brew.
Oh, okay.
And so we cold.
Oh yeah.
It was stupid. We cold brewed oolong tea, and then we had cold brew, and then we did half and half vanilla mocha, and then we did a smoked spice blend on top, where it was cinnamon, nutmeg, cayenne, and chili powder that we put through a flame over the top onto the drink.
Nice.
And it was a cold drink. It was ice, and people were going crazy.
That's cool.
We had I can hear Mark in the other room right now salivating over that because he loved that. It was
his
drink.
favorite. Yeah.
We had people coming back for seconds, thirds, fourths, and eventually we just had to ask one of the guys because we have limited it to like 4-ounce drink. We had to straight up ask him, "Do you just want like a 24-ounce?" We had to give him a 20. We gave him a 24-ounce version of it.
That's
We never
awesome.
brought it back. I don't think we're gonna bring it back this year either.
Just too much.
No, we told people it'd be exclusive, and we're sticking to our guns. We've got ideas for this year.
Yeah, but okay.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, we've got something. Hear me out. Okay, I'm gonna throw this out. This is one of the possibilities today. Okay, so what would you think about a proper tiramisu cortado with a rum syrup reduction, with cocoa powder, probably some grated, whatever them mugs are called, lady
thingies.
fingers,
Yeah.
just all of that with a little like. I'm thinking instead of milk though, we did like a custard cold foam on top. I think that would be
That sounds
nasty.
really
I think that'd be crazy, especially on the hotter day. Having a drink like that, I think people would go crazy with
No, that sounds amazing.
or not a hotter day, a colder day, having a hotter drink. So we just figure out how to do it because I've seen people do stuff like that and it's really nice. I went in San Antonio. We had a friend that did a traditional Vietnamese coffee. Called Egg Hanoi coffee, and it was a cortado, but instead of milk, it was a silky egg custard, and it was so good. It had cinnamon on top, and then like you would sip the custard, and then you'd stir it around, and you'd have the mixed version, and then as you get further, like a Vietnamese coffee, once you get past that condensed milk, you get to the espresso that's been sitting with all of the flavors. Perfection. So I think it's something like that. But we've got some other ideas possible.
I like
too,
that though.
That's
That would be so good.
That sounds nice to us.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a lot of people. I know we're expecting a bigger crowd than we were even last year. And so there's going to be a lot coming with it. I know we're excited for the championship.
Me too.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah. I'm stoked.
I just yesterday wrote out the scoring system and all that. So I'm going to just straight up tell you in public how this is going to go.
Public. That's great because people keep asking me. So publicly tell me, please.
So basically, it's going to be so cool. So we're going to have the 5 rounds, and it's going to have scoring systems in each one. So the latte art's going to be a round robin style. So we're not going to be like a one-on-one elimination kind of thing.
I like it.
So the judges are going to be scoring each individual latte art with an actual score sheet, 1 to 5 on every quality of it, of milk texture, steaming, design, difficulty, and so that'll add up to a number. Brewing will have the same thing where the judges will score. Cupping will obviously be objective on if you get that right or not, and then whoever has below 40 points on the first day gets cut.
Gonzo.
But it's 75 points is like the amount that can be earned on day 1.
Okay.
So basically, half is good. So, I
That's pretty
I think that's
generous.
pretty generous.
Yeah,
40
it is.
points.
It is, yeah.
And so, I mean, if you did a perfect latte art, you're getting 25 on that alone. And then each cup that you get right on the cupping would be 5 each.
Okay.
So you get another 25 there and 25 for brewing. So out of 75, that's pretty good. And then the second day will have similar criteria to the brewing, except we'll add creativity and time into it. And then that'll have 10 points each. So it can be a true 1 to 10.
Okay.
And then that'll be for the signature drink as well as the box of ingredients. So we're super stoked for that. But I just wrote that out yesterday.
Nice. I was going to ask.
I had a lot of people also asking me,
Yeah,
how's
like
it gonna be
what's
done?
the thing? Yeah.
The competitors were starting to ask me. And so
How many do we have? Can you say?
no.
Okay.
The whole point is I don't want people to know how many we have.
Okay. But
we have a good amount.
okay.
We will
can tell me
have
later.
yes, I will tell you later. We
Okay,
have
cool.
a roster.
And so when I feel like this is good for publicly, but what are the times of the event?
Yeah, so the first day is going to start in the evening because it's only going to be the competition first day.
Right.
That's going to be starting at 5 p.m. at Ivanhoe. That'll be going until we finish.
Whenever,
so
yeah.
I'm thinking probably 9-ish is when
Cool.
we'll probably finish. Day 2 is going to start at 11. 11 to 6
Okay.
is going to be the crawl.
Great.
So
Oh, okay. Yes,
yeah,
right.
so the crawl is
Okay.
going to be 11 to 6, and then at 6 when that finishes,
That's the rest of it.
we're going to have the finals for the competition.
Okay.
So it's going to be really fun, really good.
Cool.
Simple as that. So it's going to be an all-day thing on Saturday and an evening thing on Friday because I know a lot of us have work.
We'll have to be working, yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
we don't want to do something in the daytime.
Okay.
So Saturday will be that day for us.
Okay. Sweet. And we have how many rounds on
We
Saturday?
have 2 rounds on Saturday.
Oh, okay.
It's just the
not bad.
signature drink and then the box of ingredients.
Cool. So they won't be here till 2 a.m. or anything. That'll be perfect. Awesome.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's going to be fun.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I'm stoked.
Yeah, it's going to be great. So I know last year we had merch. I wanted to let you know that as of today, we got our design.
Okay.
And so we are going to be having merch again.
Okay.
We'll be selling it at Ethos and at 410. I'll let you get a little look at this. This was it's actually pretty unique.
Okay.
Yeah. No
I like
one else
that.
sees it, but you'll know the vibe.
No, instantly. But I love it. That's so cool.
It's actually really interesting.
That's so fun.
Yeah, so we'll be having that posted up. We'll have 50 pieces total.
Okay.
We'll have 25 split each.
Okay.
So
Cool.
simple as that.
Good. Yeah. So get them quick
'em.
because they're limited.
They're limited, and let me tell you, if it's anything like last year, these things ain't gonna last.
Right.
They're gonna be gone probably within a couple hours, especially being at the hot spots of 410
Yeah.
and the depot, which is gonna be 2 of the.
The bigger.
gonna be the big
areas.
places.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So we're having all those lovely people you spoke about. Those are going to be at the depot.
So we're gonna be all across the
Okay,
streets.
cool.
But the big names are going to be at the depot. So the depot is going to be our roaster village. So that's going to
Yes.
be like, if you want the good of the good of the good, go to the Katy Depot.
Cool.
So 101 East Main Street, and then go throughout all the rest of the street for every other one that's still going to be amazing because we make sure that
Yeah, they're
the
all
vendors
good
are
vendors.
high quality.
Right.
But like these are the country renowned people that are going to be at the
Yeah.
depot. So
The
it's
big
gonna be-
roasters. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Okay. I like it. Cool.
Yeah. Is there anyone in particular you're excited to try that day you can think of?
I mean, always counterculture has fun things. Yeah.
Did you try their one last year that they had?
I don't know. Probably. I know I made it down briefly.
The one with the clarified milk?
I don't think I did. I got to go down for like 2 seconds.
I know. I didn't ever leave my post.
I know.
I had to have people bringing me drinks from
Yeah.
all around.
Yeah. We very briefly got to go down, and I think we were kind of late, so we might have missed some of it. But
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was good. But I know I've heard a little bit of what they're planning this year, and it's going to be
sweet.
They never fail to show out. But no, it's great. I'm excited to celebrate the love of coffee just as a whole. What brought you into coffee fully? Like I know we've talked briefly about this, but like instead of what brought you into coffee, what kept you in coffee?
Okay, I like that. I was gonna say because I've always loved it, but I was the home brewer,
Yeah.
the organic Trader Joe's, like where you're just like, this is good, and then I went to CJ's like every other day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As
my
everyone else
first
in Denison
coffee,
does.
yes, my very first like love of coffee grew from CJ's. So. Just because it was like that homey, fun atmosphere where all of our friends wanted to hang out. And so that's where I grew my love of the community of coffee, for sure. And then was begged by my best friend to open a coffee shop. And I begrudgingly obliged. But now I'm very thankful that we pulled the trigger and did it, even though I didn't initially want all the extra work and headache of a coffee shop. And then what's kept me in it is probably just still the community that it brings and the change that it made to the store from we started as an antique mall, turned into slowly over time, more like handmakers and crafters and things like that. And then the coffee shop kind of brought that all together.
Yeah.
And the community that we built and the people we get to see every day. I got where the store going in, it didn't feel like home anymore. Probably just because I was tired and overwhelmed and whatever. And coffee kind of brought new life back into that where like I'm excited to go and see my friends and the friends and some of my best friends are people we've met through the coffee shop.
Everything.
So it's just like such a cool thing. That's why I'm here.
It's the people, it's the relationships. One of the questions that we put out for the vendor, or not the vendor, the competitor application for the championship is what made you fall in love. Every one of them, there was one common denominator, and it was the community, the people. And
Same with Casey, yeah.
I feel like that's what keeps you in the industry.
It is, 100%.
It's when you serve someone on such a personal level every day, it's never the same interaction. And that's what I love about it, is every day is something new. Every day is a new story I get to hear. People ask me, like, why do you do this? Why do you enjoy this? And I tell them, I'm 21, I'm young, but I feel like I've lived forever. And I feel like I have all of these stories in my life that, could be made into a movie or something. And I think about how there are 8 billion other people in this world, and most are older than me. What kind of stories do they have? And so I want to hear those stories. So that's why I do what I do. I want to hear as many of the stories as possible. Because if I can have a movie made out of my life, how many movies, every one of us can have a movie made out of us. And I'm really interested in hearing those stories. Whenever I serve coffee, I love making it. And so I'm doing what I love while also doing another version of what I love in talking to people and connecting and hearing. And when I hear those stories, I'm able to keep them in my memory, and they become a regular, and then eventually a regular becomes a friend. And I always say that if I did not get into coffee, I wouldn't have anything I have in my life right now.
Yeah, same.
None of the friendships, relationships, people, hobbies, enjoyments, identity, I wouldn't have any of that without coffee. And so it's a very, very close subject to my heart. And I would not have just ever thought I'd be doing that.
No.
It's funny. That was something I was reflecting on heavily when I was opening at the Rabbit the other day during the ice storm. Yeah. And I was just like sitting there thinking, I'm like, how did I get to this level? 5 years ago, I thought coffee was trash. I thought it was garbage. I thought it was not something I'd ever drink. And now here I am owning a shop and freelancing for another shop because the love of the game. That's it. And it's something that, is a blessing for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that.
Can you remember, what was the point? You said you were a home brewer, so you liked coffee before.
Yeah, I've always enjoyed it.
Do you remember what that point was of realizing this is more than just a drink, this can be a craft? Do you remember what made you realize that? That's a loaded question.
I didn't say I'd have to ponder on that for a second, because it was stages.
Yeah.
Because it was like, you grow up drinking, getting to sip your grandma's coffee or whatever. That was what it was. And hers was instant. So it was like hot garbage. But I think it was just a core memory. And then growing up and being like, ooh, I really like it. Plus ADHD. So it doesn't do the same thing. It does better things, for me. Where it doesn't hype me. It helps me lock in. So I think that was also, now looking back, going, oh, that's why I liked it so much. Yeah. And then getting into coffee makers and making the coffee taste better, and then going from using cream and sugar to, I still use stevia. Don't care, but I do blackened stevia. Listen, I can taste it better.
I've never heard this. We've been close for how many years, and you've never told me you use stevia?
Because it's a little bit frowned upon that I do drink black with stevia, but it's better than cream. And
at home, you drink with stevia?
Everything.
What does Casey think?
He's just learned to accept it.
Grunt.
He yeah. I mean, if he accidentally drinks mine, he gags and throws a fit.
Did he tell you that he gagged at one of my pour overs the other day that I messed up? He straight up gagged.
That's what I'm saying. He can't hide it.
He's a child. He doesn't.
No, he is a child.
He doesn't. He's not able to hide things. I don't know.
In the best way.
I don't know what happened. The grind size got messed up. This pour over, I kid you not, it brewed at 6 minutes. Mm-hmm. It took forever. Mm-hmm. And it was a good bean. It was a good bean. Mm-hmm. And I was like, Casey, here you go. I was like, it went long, so it might not be good, dude. Like, I'm sorry. And he's like, oh, I'm sure it's fine. And like he gagged, and I'm like, I've never wanted to leave the industry so much. Like, I was like, okay.
He cannot hide his true feelings.
I call him Coffee Jesus, and so I feel like if Coffee Jesus gags at me, I have to leave.
Oh,
like I have no place here anymore. And so that was, an interesting experience having, because that's always been my fear is Casey, because he's blunt.
Right.
he'll say it.
He will. My funniest coffee story is I didn't know that coffee came from a cherry for like a long time, and we were talking about it, and I was like, it's what? Because he was showing me the coffee plant, and he was like, yeah, it comes from a cherry. And I was like, that's crazy. I didn't know that. Like, what the heck? I didn't realize. And he goes, you don't know anything, do you?
Oh,
and I went,
God.
You want to rephrase? And he goes, sorry, I meant you haven't been taught much. Like, you haven't been taught about coffee. And we can do that. Like, and I was just like, the first thing that comes into this brain goes out. But he's so good and knowledgeable that you just can't be mad.
Like, you're like, damn, I guess.
I was like, you better rephrase that or this might be it for us.
I remember my first day working for you guys, he said something similar. He's like, you've never been in real third wave coffee, Alex.
Shoot.
I was like,
first of all, I have.
I was like, wow, that hurts. And I took that home with me.
Yeah,
like, I had to meditate on that.
Oh, same. Yeah. I was like, I own this place, and I guess I've got some work to do. Oh.
Yeah, that he's a fun one. Yeah,
it's the tism. There's no filter.
No, he knows it too.
Yeah.
We love him. We love him.
We do.
He's an elusive man, but when he's there, he throws down.
He's the literal best. Yeah.
It's I remember for me, I think like you said, like it had phases for like falling in love, but I remember 2 moments specifically that like made me realize it was more. Mm-hmm. It was when the first shop I ever went to, I only got chai from there, and then one day the owner was like, you need to try an espresso shot. Mm-hmm. And I was like, do I want to? He's like, yeah, you do, trust me. Okay, whatever you say. He's like, it's going to taste like strawberries. And I was like,
sure.
No, the hell it's not.
Yeah.
I was like, whatever you say, brother, whatever you say. And then I remember sipping it, and I was like, God dang, like, that was not good. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, well, wait for it. And then, like, at the end, I was like, oh, my God. I felt like it was like in the back of my mouth was the strawberries. I just remember, I can remember the exact seat where I was. I can remember everything at the bar. And I remember getting chills. Like, I got goosebumps. I was like, no way. Mm-hmm. And so then the next 2 years were just spent chasing that coffee high. And then the second time was actually from Casey. And it was when you guys originally took over the Rabbit. And, you brought pour-overs out. Mm-hmm. And I never had a real true pour-over before. And I remember Rob saying, you need to try Demeca. It was from Say.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was like, okay, sure. Like, I'll see what it's all about. I'm like, hey, Casey, can I have a pour over? Rob said to do the Demeca. He's like, oh, yeah, that's a good one. And the way that you guys had it, those black slates, I miss those things.
I know.
They were so sick. And
still somewhere.
Yeah, they're somewhere. And I remember he had the full spread. He had the brewer, he had the cup, and then he had an info card that I didn't know was an info card. I'd never been given an info card on anything before. So I take the pour over, I pour it in a cup, and I sip it. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, it's great. And that's all I thought was, oh, that's great. I went over to Casey, I'm like, yo, what'd you put in this? He's like, nothing. I'm like, but there's like lemon.
Yeah.
I remember saying, like, there's lemon. He's like, bro, go look at the info card. And I looked at the info card, and the first thing it said, lemon zest on the top. I remember getting that exact same chill that I got the first time because I was like, wait, I didn't just taste this.
Yeah.
I called the note.
Yeah.
And I remember like, is this what pour overs
Yeah,
are?
is this what it's supposed to be like?
And then I fell in love. And now anywhere I go that's new, like my two things I'll try from them is I'll try a cap because it's like, it's great for the milk and it's great for espresso. You can see both. And then I get a pour over. If I see a roaster I like, I'm definitely grabbing a pour over. So it became an essential part. And I remember after that, I was like, oh, I don't know anything. Like you said, it's like one of those like, oh, man, I really don't. I need to learn about this. And I spent the next weeks like studying videos, reading articles. The guy who helped me the most, James Hoffman on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Like, dude, that man is insane with all the stuff that he does. Have you ever seen his stuff? Yeah.
A little bit.
He's
Casey and I went to the first London Coffee Masters and getting to try all of the various roasters. And Plot was one in particular that it was like this paint cart, glittery bags. I was like, we stopped because we were like, this looks like a Natalie like cart. Like, this is cute, thinking it was not going to be very good. And they had a geisha that they pulled on espresso that was supposed to be like notes of various things. And I'm always like, yeah, sure. Like, kind of like you were saying, like, of course there is. Whatever you say is what it is. And that was the first shot I had ever had that it tasted like, you know what I mean? Like, I could taste the notes or whatever too. And that's when we started doing our like program, bringing in other roasters and doing pour overs and allowing Dennison to taste more than just one roaster. So yeah, those were the two moments for me where I was like, oh, this is crazy. Like, there's just so much more you can do with it than I realized.
Yeah. No, I think bringing in a multi-roaster program to a town that otherwise doesn't have too much access to craft coffee. I mean, Denison, we're an hour away from Dallas.
Right.
And that doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a lot.
It is, yeah. No one was coming to Denison.
People aren't coming to Denison. We have to have, these crazy high order minimums just to get this stuff out here because no one exists out here. But I've noticed over the last few years, just that community has grown more and more and more and more. And everyone's values of that have also grown more and more and more of understanding the craft, understanding the art of it. We just started at Grayson College, a local community college. We just started our cart serving there. And these kids, they love it. They love the craft of it. They love the handmade syrups that we do. They love the carefully pulled espresso. It's a lot different for them than they're used to. A lot of them come in expecting a subpar coffee that just happens to be on campus.
Right.
And they taste something that, is not just good, but is also served with a connection in mind where we're talking with them. We're asking, what do they do? What are they studying for? What's their major? Do they have class in a couple minutes? Did they just get out of class? Just things like that really bring people into, the mix and makes them feel like a part of not just the company, but, Ethos as a whole, like the concept of it. And it's super awesome to be able to provide that for the students. And that's what I'm hoping can just happen on a even higher scale with Coffee Fest this year. I know last year it was very similar. We had so many people come out that weren't expecting much. And then they were like, what happened? I remember hearing about people who drove hours for it, drove across state lines for it. And it just blows me away that people would do that, not just for coffee, but also thinking about it that we organized that it all started with us. And we're going to be doing it again this year on an even bigger scale. We have 2 days, January 31st and February 1st. Like, that's 2 weeks away.
Wild.
And I think it's going to be a super awesome time. I'm excited for it. Is there anything you wanted to plug before we finished up? Where can they find you, Natalie?
Oh, me? We are located online in various ways. So the Instagram, it's all a mess. I'm sorry, guys. We rebranded. The Instagram is 410 Niche Coffee and Shop. We're also at the White Rabbit Coffee House. That one's easy. You can find that.
Everyone loves the White
Very
Rabbit.
easy. And we're still 410 Collectivist Coffee on Facebook.
Yes, you are.
Listen, I personally would change it if I could. Let's put it that way. So I will
Facebook is
eventually get
hard
it
about
changed.
that.
Facebook is just